Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis. So, we will continue with our Bhagavad Gita discussion on chapter 10. We are discussing on a very important shloka, Charama shloka, right? So, Charama shloka consists of texts 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 shlokas. So, we have studied text 8 previously, right? Just to recall a little bit. So, this is a very important shloka. Aham sarvasya prabhavo vataf sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. So, this is the essence, this 4 shloka, 8, 9, 10, 11 is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So, here Krishna declaring very boldly, I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Right? Ham sarvasya prabhavo. Everything emanates from me. Mataf sarvam pravartate. So, the wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service. Itimatva bhajante. Bhajante means worship. Bhajante mam. And worship me with all their heart. Yes. So, buddha bhava samanvitaha. Right? So, intelligent means to worship Krishna. We have seen in the previous discussion. Right? So, if anyone is calling themselves intelligence, Buddha, right? Buddha, that means he must be serving Krishna. Ajanti, worship, right? So, this is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Right? Now, we will continue to chapter 10.9. Matchitta matgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Matchitta matgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Matchitta matgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Anyone who would like to try? Matajis, you can just try, don't worry.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, please, Mataji.
Matchitta matgata prana bodhayanta param katayanta shama nityang tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Yeah, very nice, Mataji. Thank you. Anyone else? Prabhu? Ledgesh Prabhu? Ledgesh Narayana Prabhu? Would you like to try, Prabhu? Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so Matchitta. Their minds fully engage in me. Matchitta, word to word, we are looking at the meaning, word to word. Matchit. Chitta means consciousness, mind. They have several meaning in Sanskrit. Chitta, Chitta Haridas. We have seen some devotees, their name once initiated is Chitta Hari. Chitta Hari means what? Always their consciousness is thinking about Hari, Krishna. So Chitta Hari. Right? So Chitta means consciousness, like Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Sikshastakam, Cheta, consciousness. So similarly, Chitta here means Chaitanya, same, consciousness. So Chitta here means mind or consciousness. So Mat Chitta. So their mind fully engaged in me. That's the meaning. Okay, Mat means me. Mat. And then Mat Gata Prana. Their lives devoted to me. Mat Gata Prana. Right? So to me, Mat Gata, to me, Prana. Prana means நம்ம சொல்லுவோம்ல, நீங்க தான் என் உயிர் சொல்லுவோமா, நீங்க தான் என் பிராணம் இதயம். அதே மாதிரி கிருஷ்ணா சொல்றாரு, the one who are thinking himself as thinking Krishna is very dear to him, like prana, like Vir, Madgata prana, their lives devoted to me, as Prabhupada is translating as their lives devoted to me, their whole prana is devoted to them, to Krishna. Their whole life is devoted to Krishna. There's one meaning. Also, prana means, your everything you're dedicating to Krishna. So, Madgata prana. This is the meaning. So, basically, that is called Madgata prana. Madchitta, Madgata prana. Krishna is telling here. Bodhayanta. Bodhayanta means preaching. So, Bodhayanta means preaching, speaking about him, engaging in his service, preaching. Bodhayanta. Parasparam, among themselves. Among themselves means among devotees. So parasparam katayanta, talking, kata, talking about Krishna, Krishna's pastime. Cha also, mam, about me. Nityam, perpetually, eternally, right? Tushyanti. By doing so, they become very pleased, become very happy. Cha also, ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss. Cha also. So the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Krishna is telling you, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwells in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So this is what Krishna is telling you. So once you know Krishna is the Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, he is the source of everything, then the intelligent one will surrender unto him. So surrender means to follow his instruction, to engage in his service. So now Krishna is telling what is the method, right? So by surrendering unto Krishna, what we should do is our activity, our daily activity, mind, whatever we are talking, speaking, willing, thinking, that must dwell in Krishna. Krishna must be the center. This is the point here. So the thoughts of my devotees dwell in me. And Krishna says, yes, a devotee means they must be always thinking of how to serve Krishna. Right? And by doing so, they derive great pleasure. You see, this the word used here is, but Ramanti. Ramanti means what? Ramanti means transcendental bliss. Rama means what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Rama, Hare. Rama means what? Bliss. The source of all bliss is Rama. So Ramanti in Sanskrit means bliss. Tushyanti, also very, very pleasure, becoming very happy, pleased. So whenever we are engaging in Krishna's service, we are becoming happy. This is what Krishna is telling us. Okay, so let's analyze the purport. Okay, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So maybe, Mataji, anyone like to read for me so that we are engaged, right? There's a two-way communication, right? Because through Zoom, sometimes there's no eye contact. It's very difficult. So yeah, anyone like to read the first paragraph? Let's go.
Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees.
Yeah, very important. So here, thank you, Mataji. So here, the definition of pure devotees are being given, right? Pure devotee means what? Krishna is telling always, Mad Chitta Mad Gata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam, Katayanta Chamam Nityam, Tushyanti Charamanti Cha. So this is devotees. So they are always happy. Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So when we say devotee, when we say devotee, what do you understand by devotee? Devotee na enna artham? எப்பதான் கிருஷ்ணா கொடுத்தாருல அர்த்தம் இதான் அர்த்தம், right? So pure devotee, that means always engaged in Krishna service. But you see, if you look into nectar of instruction, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami is classifying, discriminating. They are different classes of devotees, even among devotees. Not everyone are the same. Correct or not? Agree with me? Some are just new. They are trying to understand Krishna. They are trying to follow the relative principles. Some are already following and progressing. Some are already, in advanced stage. So Rupa Goswami, he's giving this description. How there are different classes of devotee. So devotee means, first of all, devotee means the one who have understood that Krishna is Bhagavan. And he is a servant of Krishna. And he is serving Krishna by engaging in the service of his spiritual master. This is devotee. A devotee means Krishna must be there, spiritual master must be there, right? Guru must be there. Then, that is a definition of devotee actually. So when you are thinking that you are the servant of Krishna and serving Krishna, performing devotional service to Krishna, we are accepting, by accepting a spiritual master. Remember that spiritual master is important. Otherwise, it's bogus. No spiritual master, and you think you can approach Krishna directly, you're wrong. You cannot do that, right? Prabhu, we have Bhagavad Gita, we have all the Shastras, we have internet. I just go and read. Yeah, you can do that to know about Krishna. Not wrong, but to understand really about Krishna, the truth, the factually you must understand Krishna means you have to approach a spiritual master, a devotee, a pure devotee. This is the meaning, right? So Rupa Goswami is giving a classification that there are three kinds of devotees. Kanishta Adhikari. First is Kanishta Adhikari. So Kanishta means, okay, we'll go one by one. Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari. So three. Generally three. So Kanishta means very new. Rupa Goswami, Prabhupada is using the word neophyte. Neophyte means they are learning new. Right? That means they come to temple, they chant Hare Krishna sometimes, weekly they will come, but they don't have full faith on Krishna. They accept Krishna as okay, Krishna. They'll come to temple Sunday, Saturday, and other days they are engaging in their own thing. Sometimes they go to different places, and sometimes they go engaging in different activity, sometimes in sinful activity. So they are people like that, wishy-washy. So my Guru Maharaj, he used to call these people are wishy-washy, here and there. So Rupa Goswami says, this is the beginning where there's Kanishta Adhikari. But it is good. There's always a beginning for everything. So what we want is, we have to progress. That is the point. So the second class of devotee is Madhyama Adhikari. Madhyama. Right? So Madhyama Adhikari is a devotee who've already developed full faith on Krishna, full faith on devotional service. And he's trying his best to serve Krishna. He's a preacher. He preaches about Krishna. He follows rules and regulation. Right? He's convinced 100% about a philosophy. He can preach. He can distribute books. He can do service. He's convinced. This is Madhyama Adhikari. So the important key point of Madhyama Adhikari is that he can discriminate things. What is right, what is wrong, and which persons are on which level, so that he can associate accordingly. This is the key point of Madhyama Adhikari. Okay? And then there's another class of devotee, Rupa Goswami is telling. It is called Uttamadhikari. Right? So Uttamadhikari means Mahabhagavata. Another name is also Mahabhagavata. Right? So they are very elevated, very advanced. That they are, they are. This is the meaning of pure devotee, right? So the Mahabhagavata means they are 24-hour engaged in the service of Krishna, right? So and they are always immersed in the thoughts of Krishna until to the point, there are different grades of bhakti. They are always in the level of bhava or prema, right? So these Mahabhagavatas, for them, there's no difference between any human being, everything the same. There's no difference between animals and also human being. They see everything as the part and parcel of Krishna, the spirit soul. Remember the shloka? Huh? A pandita, pandita samadarshanaha, right? A pandita looks the cow, the elephant, vidyavanaya sampane brahmane gavihashtini sunichaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshanaha. That's the shloka, right? So pandita means always look every living entity with equal vision. So what is the meaning equal vision? Equal vision means definitely a dog and a human beings are different body. But a pandita will look into the soul, that everyone's a part and parcel of Krishna. They are all spirit soul. Right? So he cannot see them as a body, as a material designation. No, designation, right? So this is Mahabhagavata. So Mahabhagavata means for him, everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. He's always immersed in the thoughts of Krishna. Whenever he see a dog, he thinks, oh, this is a servant of Krishna suffering right now. Whenever he sees a man who's a very sinful man slaughtering animal, he always see, oh, this is a servant of Krishna. He's illusioned. So Mahabhagavata is that level. So now the point here is you must understand the people, the devotees who are in Mahabhagavata level, they cannot preach. They cannot preach because they see everyone the same. They have no discrimination ability in one sense, and because they see everything as related to Krishna, they don't have the even though they can preach, but they are on the very highest level, prema, right? So sometimes is Mahabhagavata, they will come down to the level of Madhyama to preach. Sometimes they are actually Mahabhagavata, like Srila Prabhupada or Acharya, founder Acharya of ISKCON. He is actually the topmost devotee, pure devotee. He is on the level of Madhyama Adhikari, definitely. But he is coming down to the level of, he is definitely on the level of what? Uttama Adhikari, definitely. But he is coming to the level of Madhyama to preach. Because remember, I told you the definition of Madhyama. Madhyama means they can discriminate. They can know how to associate with different kind of people. Right? So Rupa Goswami is telling, when a Madhyama Adhikari devotee, he sees a new devotee coming, a neophyte Kanishra Adhikari, he will go and assist them. He's going to assist them, he's going to help preach to them, right? And develop the bhakti to them. Right? So this is the characteristic of Madhyama. Whenever he sees someone new, he will help, he will preach, he will teach. And whenever he sees someone equal to him, he will make friends. Right? And whenever he sees someone who is elevated than him, he will take instruction. He will learn. So you see, very beautiful. Rupa Goswami is teaching us how to behave as a devotee. So whenever we saw a devotee who are very advanced than us, we should learn from them. We should hear. How to learn means hear from them. Not that, you feel envy, jealous. No, you should learn from them. And whenever you see a devotee who are on the same level as you, then you should make friends and preach together. And whenever you see a person is new, struggling hard in devotional service, and you should help them, preach to them. So this is how Rupa Goswami is teaching us. So in order to do that, you need this discrimination ability. That is only there when you are on the platform of Madhyama. Right? But Mahabhagavatas, people, the devotees who are in, Prema Bhakti, sometimes they are, They cannot. They don't have this tendency because they are so immersed in the love of Krishna. Of course, Madhyama also are immersed, but they still have certain capability, because their mood is to preach. Right? That is why if you see the Babajis, the devotees who are in Prema Bhakti, sometimes they come to the level of Madhyama to preach. Right? So this is the thing. Right? So this is the important point we should understand when we speak about devotees. So all of us are devotees of Krishna. Right? All of us are devotees. You, everyone. Everyone are devotee. You know why? Because Krishna says, yeah, all of living entities, they are part and parcel of me. Right? What is the shloka? Mameva amso jivaloke. Jivabhuta sanatana. Mameva amsa. Krishna says that all of you are my amsa. என்னுடைய அம்சம். நீங்களாம் என்னுடைய அம்சம் சொல்றாரு பகவான். சரிங்களா? நீங்களாம் என்னுடைய அம்சம் சொல்றாரு. ஸோ நம்மளானா நீங்களான யார்? நம்ம எல்லாரும் தான், இந்த ஜீவ ஆத்மங்கள் எல்லாமே தான். ஸோ that is why we are actually by default devotee of Krishna. But the problem with us is we forgot our real identity. When we forget our real identity, that means we are having some false ego. Ego means identity, right? So we are thinking that I am the body, I am doctor, I am Hindu, I am Christian, I am a rich man, I am American, I am Malaysian, no, I am Tamilan, ipa Tamilan. Yeah, you see, you are beyond the body. You are actually the soul. You are servant of Krishna. This is the first lesson in Bhagavad Gita, right? So every one of us are actually devotee. The problem is, are we aware? So this tendency must be awakened. So how this tendency is awakened? When we associate with a devotee, the person who have understood Krishna, right? புரியுதுங்களா? So you must not think that this is something new. இது என்னடா இது ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா புதுசா இருக்கு, உனக்கு புதுசா பேசுறாங்க. எதுவுமே புதுசா பேசல, இதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சது தான். பல ஜென்மத்தில் பல விஷயம் நீங்க தெரிஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கீங்க. அதனால தான் இன்னைக்கு உட்கார்ந்துருக்கீங்க டிஸ்கஷன்ல. The devotional service continues. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, பகவானுக்கு நம்ம கொஞ்சம் அல்பமான விஷயம் செஞ்சா கூட ஸ்வால்பம், பகவான் என்ன சொல்றாரு? I will protect you. அது உங்க பெரிய ஆபத்திலிருந்து காப்பாத்தும். திராயத்தே மகாத்தோ பையர் சொல்றாரு. ஸோ நீங்களாம் இங்க உட்காந்துருக்கீங்கன்னா சும்மா இல்லை. நீங்களாம் இங்க உட்காந்துருக்கீங்கன்னா சும்மா இல்லை. ஏன்னா நீங்க பகவானுக்கு சேவை செஞ்சிருக்கீங்க இந்த ஜென்மத்திலேயோ போன ஜென்மத்திலேயோ எத்தனை ஜென்மத்திலேயோ. அதனால தான் திரும்பி கண்டினியூ ஆகுது. Krishna says it will continue from where you stop. So we are all servant of Krishna. The thing is, you must realize it. Right? So that is why Prabhupada is here. That is why ISKCON is here, to awaken your God consciousness. Right? So is either you are becoming God conscious or dog conscious. Prabhupada says this: God, God, or dog. Right? So if you are not engaged in Krishna, then we are like dog, serving the dog, serving that, serving this, bringing dog walk, morning walk, bringing dog to evening walk, and then the dog will poop. அந்த பூப்பு அள்ளணும், இல்லைனா மஜீஸ் பண்டாரையை பிடிச்சிருவான். ரைட்? அந்த டாக்கு குளிப்பாட்டணும், டாக்குக்கு வந்து சலூன் எடுத்துகிட்டு போகணும். ஸோ இஃப் யூ ஆர் நாட் சர்விங் கிருஷ்ணா, then you'll be serving some other living entity in a different tendency, serving your some other things, because you're fully engaged. So our nature is to be engaged in service. So either is dog service or God service, we decide. Right? So this is the thing. So every one of us are servant of Krishna. This is the point here. Right? We are all devotees. Right? Now we have to awaken this tendency. That is why Prabhupada is telling us. That's why Krishna is teaching us this shloka. Right? Okay, Nanda Mataji, please. Very nice. Please continue, Mataji. The second paragraph.
In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they release the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in that transcendental position, they can reach the highest perfection, which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotion service to the sowing of a seed in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe, and out of them, there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed. Okay. And if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
that seed fructifies just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma Jyotir effulgence in the spiritual sky. The spiritual sky also, that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavana, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the plant takes ultimately the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flowers, that plant of devotional service also produces fruits. And the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 19. It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord.
Right. Right. So, Prabhupada is explaining here the preliminary stage of devotional service, they release the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. Right? And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in the love of God. So, one situated in that transcendental position, they can release the highest perfection, which is exhibited by the Lord in His abode. Okay, so you see, always, you must understand nama and nami, nama nami abhinnatvam. Okay, so if regarding the subject matter of Krishna, everything is spiritual. Example, Krishna's name and Krishna himself are none different. Nama nami, right? Nama is Krishna's name. Nami means the one who possesses the name. Abhinnatvam, none different. Right? This is the perfect understanding. So even when you're doing service to Krishna, that is actually none different than Krishna. புரியுதுங்களா என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னு? In spiritual, there is no different. Like in material world, there's difference. Example, when I called, example, I call someone by the name, but the person is not within the capacity to hear. He cannot know, because the name is different from the person. The person is actually not the name, right? It's different. But Krishna, whenever you say Krishna, right, it is none different than Krishna. Krishna is present, right? So that is why the process of chanting the holy name of Krishna, Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is very sublime, is very superior, especially in the age of Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga tala, what is the prescription in Kali Yuga? The prescription is to chant. Because why? Because Manda Sumanda. Srimad Bhagavatam says in Kali Yuga people are fools, lazy, unintelligent, less intelligent. உங்களை போயிட்டு தியானம் பண்ண சொன்னா தியானம் பண்ண முடியாது, படிக்க சொன்னா தூக்கம் வந்துடும், 10 நிமிஷம் கேட்டா தூக்கம் இழுக்குது. ஸோ பகவான் என்ன சொல்றாரு? சைத்தன்ய மகாபிரபு வராரு. கிருஷ்ணா himself is coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the embodiment of bhakti. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is who? Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, Radha and Krishna combined. So whenever in this Kali Yuga, Krishna is coming in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is giving us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He is spreading this Mahamantra. Right? So this is the beginning of devotional service. When we take up this message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. இதுதான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இது என்னடா அது சும்மா நாம தானே நான் அவ்வளோ பவரான்னு பார்க்கும்போது எஸ் இட் இஸ் பவர்ஃபுல் டிரான்சிடென்டல். ஞானா கிருஷ்ணாவுடைய நேம் வந்து மெட்டீரியல் இல்லை. கிருஷ்ணா இஸ் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல். கிருஷ்ணாஸ் நேம் இஸ் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல். இஸ் நோ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் பிட்வீன் கிருஷ்ணாஸ் நேம் அண்ட் கிருஷ்ணா. இது நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ அதே மாதிரி தான் நம்ம பகவானுக்கு சேவை செய்யும் போதும் நம்ம பார்க்கலாம் சர்டன் டிவோட்டிஸ், பிரபு எனக்கு இந்த சேவை கொடுங்க, எனக்கு அந்த சேவை வேணாம். எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ டெம்பிள் பிரசிடென்ட் சொல்கிறாரு, இப்போ பதிதாரன் பிரபு சொல்கிறாரு, மாதாஜி இன்னைக்கு வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஸ்வீப் பண்ணிடுங்க. இல்லை பிரபு ஸ்வீப்பிங் வேணாம் பிரபு, எனக்கு கிச்சனில் குக்கிங் கொடுங்க. தட் மீன்ஸ் வி டோன்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் இஸ் டிவோஷனல் சர்வீஸ். குக்கிங், ஸ்வீப்பிங், or even worshipping deity inside the altar is no different. ஓகேங்களா? washing the toilet in the temple, washing the toilet in the temple and worshipping deity in the temple, no different. This we must understand. So any activity in Krishna consciousness is spiritual. So this is the point we should understand. So whether you are cooking, washing the toilet of the temple, when Krishna is involved, you are doing for the temple means why? Devotees are coming, Krishna is residing there. So when you are doing that, it is called devotional service. Adha service. Service na enadhu? Sevai. நம்ம எல்லாம் சேவை செய்கிறோம்ல, தினமும் எந்திரிச்சு யாராச்சுக்கும் ஒரு ஆளுக்கு சேவை செய்யணும். ஆமாங்களா இல்லையா? நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி காலையிலே எந்திரிச்சு நாயை வாக்கிங் கொண்டு போகணும், சேவை. காலையிலே எந்திரிச்சு வேலைக்கு போகணும், ஏன்னா பிள்ளை பொண்டாட்டிலாம் இருக்குது, அது அவங்களுக்கு நம்ம சம்பாரித்து போடணும், சேவை. சர்டன் பேர் ஆர்மி இருப்பாங்க, ஆர்மி போலீஸ், நாட்டுக்கு சேவை செய்யணும். சர்டன் ஜாப்ஸ் வந்து சேவை செய்கிறது, மக்களுக்கு சேவை செய்யணும், டாக்டர்ஸ். அந்த மாதிரி இந்த சேவையிலேருந்து நம்ம we cannot escape. So therefore when we serve Krishna, it becomes devotional service. அவ்வளோதான் பாயிண்ட். கிருஷ்ணா must be in the center. கிருஷ்ணா இங்கே சொல்கிறார் பாருங்க, மட் சித்த மட் கத பிராணா போதயந்த பரஸ்பரம், ஆல்வேஸ் திங்க் ஆஃப் மீ. பிரபு ப்ராக்டிக்கலா பிரபு? எப்படி பிரபு 24 hours கிருஷ்ணா நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறது? எனக்கு வேலை வெட்டி இல்லையா? சில பேர் கேட்பீங்க, பிரபு எனக்கு வேலை வெட்டி இல்லையா பிரபு? எனக்கு பல வேலை இருக்குது. காலையில் எந்திரிச்சோனே எனக்கு மண்டே ப்ளூஸ், வேலைக்கு போகிறதுக்கே கடுப்பாக இருக்குது, பல ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸு, பல டென்ஷனு. எப்படி தான் பிரபு நான் நினைக்கிறதுனா, ஆச்சாரியஸ் ஆர் டீச்சிங் அஸ். ஸோ கிருஷ்ணா பக்தி செய்யறதுன்னா எப்படி? முதல்ல பகவான் வந்து சென்டரில் வைக்கணும். எங்கே வைக்கணும்? நம்ம வாழ்க்கை சென்டரில் வைக்கணும். சரிங்களா? இசி பகவத்கீதை வந்து அர்ஜுனன் ஒரு சத்திரியன், அர்ஜுனா இஸ் கோயிங் டு ஃபைட். கிருஷ்ணா didn't say, அர்ஜுனா நீ பக்தி பண்ணு, சண்டை போடாத, எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுட்டு எனக்கிட்ட வந்துரு பக்தி பண்ணு சொல்லலை. கிருஷ்ணா எப்படி சொல்றாரு? எனக்கு பக்தி பண்ணு, என்னை நினைச்சிட்டு நீ வேலை செய், சண்டை போடு. That is the point. So it doesn't matter whatever you are doing, right? Our life, when you put on Krishna in the center and follow the instruction of Krishna and continue your work as per the Shastra, right? நீங்க வேலை செய்றீங்களா, கிருஷ்ணருக்காக வேலை செய்யுங்க. அந்த கொஞ்சம் காசை வந்து டெம்பிளுக்கு டொனேஷன் கொஞ்சம் கொடுங்க, பிரச்சாரம் பண்ணுங்க, 4 பேரை பார்க்குறீங்களா, கிருஷ்ணா பற்றி சொல்லுங்க, பகவத்கீதா டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணுங்க, சாண்டிங் பண்ணுங்க. அந்த காசில் வந்து நம்ம சாப்பாடு வாங்குறோம், தினமும் நம்ம சமைக்கிறோம், சாப்பிட்றோம் தானே. அப்போ அந்த வெஜிடபிள் ஃப்ரூட்ஸை எடுத்து சாப்பிட்ற மினுக்கு பகவானுக்கு ஆஃபர் பண்ணுங்க. பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் பழம் தோயம் யோமே பக்தியா பிரயச்சத்து. கிருஷ்ணா கேட்குறாரு, சும்மா ஒரு லீஃப், தண்ணி, ஃப்ளவர் இருந்தால் போதும் கேட்குறாரு. அப்போ நம்ம பகவானுக்கு சமைச்சு கொடுக்கும்போது பக்தி. நம்ம சாப்பிட்றது பக்தியாச்சு, வேலை செய்யறது பக்தியாச்சு, எல்லாமே பக்தி தான். எப்படி? நம்ம பகவான நடுவில் வச்சா. சரிங்களா? ஸோ நோ ப்ராப்ளம். யூ ஆர் ஒர்க்கிங், த டிவோட்டிஸ் ஆர் ஒர்க்கிங். யூ ஆர் ஈட்டிங், த டிவோட்டிஸ் ஆர் ஈட்டிங். வாட்ஸ் த டிஃபரன்ஸ்? You are eating for yourself. You don't think about Krishna. You don't offer it to Krishna. He is offering. You are working and enjoying your money, but he is giving to Krishna. So therefore it's become devotional service. This is the trick. This is a trick taught by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So this is the point. So there's no such thing as Prabhu. Washing the toilet and serving the deity, no different. So you must know this. This is Krishna. This is all, equality in spiritual. Everything is same. Yeah. So Krishna's name and Krishna is also non different. So we have certain people. Prabhu, எனக்கு இந்த கீர்த்தன் பண்றது ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் பிரபு. We have seen in the temple, especially our youths, very nice. They get excited when there's a கீர்த்தன். மிருதங்க எடுத்துருவாங்க. மிருதங்க எடுத்துட்டு நல்லா மிருதங்க விளையாடுவாங்க. கீர்த்தன் நல்லா பாடுவாங்க. ஆமாங்களா இல்லையா? ஆனா கிளாஸ் வந்துட்டு என்ன செய்வாங்க? கிளாஸ் பகவத்கீதா கிளாஸ் ஆரம்பிச்சோன்னே காணாம போயிருவாங்க. So இதுதான். That means we can see this is the problem. Actually there's no different. That means if you are on a proper stage of devotional service, means there's no difference between kirtan and hearing to Krishna katha. You must be pleased in both, because there's no difference between singing about Krishna and speaking about Krishna and distributing book or cooking to Krishna. Is no different. So a devotee, he'll be happily served in whatever situation. If you ask to sing, he'll be very pleased. If you ask to preach, he'll be very pleased. If you ask to cook, he'll be very pleased. So because any service in Krishna is equal, no different. Not that Prabhu எனக்கு இந்த பாடு மட்டும் பாடுறது மட்டும் தான் பிடிக்கும், மிருதங்க தான் பிடிக்கும், என்ன நீங்கள் வேற செய்ய சொல்லாதீங்க, அந்த பகவத்கீதா கிளாஸ்லாம் கேட்க சொல்லாதீங்க. That means we are doing that not for Krishna. We are doing that for our sense gratification. We want to attract people. We want some self-fame. Nadanam, najanam. Shikshakstakam. Shikshakstakam, Mahaprabhu says, I don't want any fame, wealth, followers, women. Right? So this is the mode of devotional service. Sometimes we can see these subtle things are there. In the name of devotional service, certain people, certain devotees are there, they try to enjoy their sense. By, they think if they can play very nice kirtan, they become very proud. Now I'm just generally speaking, not everyone, but this is what happening. So we must not have this tendency. Whenever you can sing well, pray well, you think that you want to do that for your own pleasure. So when people ask you to do sweeping, you don't want. When people ask you to listen to class, you don't want. You got no taste. That means you're not really attracted to Krishna. You're only attracted which can please your sense. So this is the point, hope you can understand this point. Right? So in devotional service, in Krishna's service, there's no different. Right? And we are always a servant of Krishna. And we have always in a Papa temple. Prabhu, did you enjoy the kirtan? People use this word, devotees use the word enjoy. Enjoy la. Prabhu, you enjoy the kirtan or not? You enjoy the Radha Yatra or not? Who is the enjoyer? Who is the enjoyer? Namba enjoyera. The very basic philosophy of Bhagavad Gita is that we are the servant of the servant of the servant. We are not enjoyer. So, the mood, sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, they might use this word, enjoy. I enjoyed the kirtan. I enjoyed the lecture. I enjoyed the prasadam. No, you are not enjoyer. You are always a servant. Right? So that's why we don't say I enjoyed the prasadam. I honored the prasadam. Right? This is the meaning. So you are not enjoyer. Krishna is the enjoyer. So we are speaking for the pleasure of Krishna. We are singing for the pleasure of Krishna. Kirtan is for the pleasure of Krishna. So there's no such thing as you are enjoying the kirtan. You are actually serving Krishna by singing to him, reciting to him. Okay, so I hope these things, because it reflects your mood. When you use the word enjoy, you are not enjoyer. We are not. Krishna enjoys. Krishna is a Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Krishna is a Govinda Madi Purusham, supreme enjoyer. Right? So always we must understand this. We are always a servant. So we honor the prasadam. We hear to Krishna Katha. We become pleased. We learn. The more we listen, the more we are, becoming motivated to serve. That is the point. There's no such thing as we are enjoying. Krishna must enjoy us. We are always a servant, ready to give ourselves to Krishna. Right? So this is the point, right? And you can see here how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing this bhakti is a, example of a sowing a seed. Vedai. Bhakti means seed. And seed, sorry, what? Seed means what? Vedai, right? So, bhakti lata bija. Bija means biji, seed, right? So, this bhakti is something like sowing a seed. Whether put it now, அப்படியே முளைக்கும். ஸோ அதே மாதிரி தான் நம்ம எப்போ பக்தி ஆரம்பிக்கிறோமோ, பக்தி எப்போ வேணாலும் ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். The moment you hear about Krishna, you read about Krishna, right? ஸோ அப்போ தான் இந்த சீட் ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது, ஈவன் இன் ப்ரீவியஸ் லைஃப் யூ ஆல்ரெடி ஹேவ் த சீட். நான் சொன்னல, அதனால தான் நீங்கள் உட்காந்துருக்கீங்க. அந்த சீட் வந்து கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக முளைச்சி ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடுச்சு. இப்போ திரும்பி வருது. இதான் தண்ணி. இந்த பாகவதம் கேட்கறது, பகவத்கீதா கேட்கறது, இதான் தண்ணி. தண்ணி ஊற்ற ஊற்ற அந்த பக்தி வளரும். அல்டிமேட்லி எங்கே போனோம்? பகவானுடைய பாதத்துக்கு போனோம், ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் வேர்ல்டுக்கு போனோம். அந்த பக்தி வந்து அப்படியே வளர்ந்து அப்படியே மஸ்ட் கெட் அவுட் ஃப்ரம் திஸ் மெட்டீரியல் யூனிவர்ஸ். அதுதான் பாயிண்ட். ஸோ அதுதான் இங்கே ப்ரோபாட் சொல்கிறாரு, த இன்னமரபிள் லிவிங் என்டிட்டிஸ் ட்ராவலிங் த்ரூ ஆர் த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் பிளானட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த யூனிவர்ஸ், ரைட்? அண்ட் அவுட் ஆஃப் தேம் தேர் வெரி few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get a chance to understand devotional service. பார்த்தீங்களா, ஆச்சரியர்கள் சொல்கிறாங்க, ப்ரோபாட் சொல்கிறாரு, நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம்? டிஃப்ரெண்ட் யூனிவர்ஸ்மா ட்ராவல் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். எப்படி? அதான் நம்ம ஐ லைக் டு ஆல்வேஸ் கோட் திஸ் சிவபுராணம். கல்லாகி புழுவாகி மரமாகி மிருகமாகி பறவையாகி பாம்பாகி மனிதனாகி, சரிங்களா, பேயாகி கணங்களாகி தேவனாகி, இந்த மாதிரி பல பல உடல் எடுத்து பல பல உடல்ல பல யூனிவர்ஸ்ல அப்படியே சுத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கும். இந்த ஆத்மா சுத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கான். சைத்தன்ய மகாபிரபு இத சைத்தன்ய சரிதாமிரத்தை சொல்றாரு, சரிங்களா? இது ஸ்லோகா இருக்கு. பிரபுபாட் இஸ் கோட்டிங் தி ஸ்லோகா ஆக்சுவலி. பிரம்மாண்ட பிரம்மீதே கோண பாக்கியவான் ஜீவ குரு கிருஷ்ண பிரசாதே பாய பக்தி லதா பீஜா. ஸோ பார்த்தீங்களா, பிரம்மாண்ட பிரம்மீதே, பிரம்மாண்டம்னா யூனிவர்ஸ், ஆண்டம். ஸோ இன் ஸ்ரீமத் பாகவதம், this universe is also known as Brahmanda. Anda means what? Like an egg. So you see the universe is egg shaped. So it's all like an egg. So it is stated that, they are unlimited Brahmandas, like egg is emanating from the body of Lord Vishnu. At the same time, the unlimited universe are being destroyed, created. So நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சது ஒரே யூனிவர்ஸ், தெரிஞ்சது இந்த உலகம் ஒரே எர்த், அதுக்கு மேலே இல்லைன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க சில பேர், சரிங்களா? ஆனால் பாகவதம் படிக்கும் போது they are different planets and also universe. Just one minute, I have an important call here. Just give me 1 minute. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam Prabhu, சொல்லுங்க Prabhu. Okay, sorry. So actually a very sad, disappointing news. A very very pure devotee. She's been serving our ISKCON. This Mataji. Her Grace Gopi Gopadi Mataji. Right. She is from Kedah. Right. So she has passed away because of some heart issues. So very shocking news. Right. So we hope we can offer our prayers to Mataji. Right. So yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right. So we'll continue. Right. So Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhakyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. So yeah, Brahmanda Brahmite. So we are roaming around. Brahmanda Brahmite. Brahmite na roaming around. Right. So like that we are roaming around. But he says Kona, some Bhakyavan Jiva, Bhakyasali. Bhakyamana or Atma. Jiva means Atma. Only the fortunate one will meet a spiritual master, guru, a bona fide spiritual master. Spiritual masterனாலே அதிலே பல ஏமாத்துக்காரனுங்க இருக்கானுங்க, பல போகஸ் ஃபெலோஸ் இருக்கானுங்க. அவனுங்கெல்லாம் தாண்டி வந்தா கூட அப்புறம் மாயாவதம் இருக்கு, எல்லாமே ஒன்று. அதெல்லாம் தாண்டி வந்தா கூட நம்ம கடவுளெல்லாம் அன்பே சிவம், 4 பேருக்கு நல்லது செஞ்சு சாப்பாடு போட்டால் கடவுள்கிட்ட போயிடலாம். அதெல்லாம் தாண்டி வந்து பல இடத்துல மாட்டினா கூட அதான் சொல்றேன், ஒன்லி த பாக்கியவான் ஜீவா will come to know what is the real understanding of God consciousness by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Prasade means mercy. And then he got the creepo of devotional service, bija. Right. So, you see, the translation, according to their karma, yes, you see, why we are wandering, Brahmanda Brahmiti, because of our karma. So, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary system. Devaragi, Sala Samyam, lower planetary system, Bodhangalagi, Ganangalagi. Out of many millions of wandering living entity, one who is very fortunate will have the association of bona fide spiritual master. Right? So otherwise we are very unfortunate. If you some bogus spiritual master means we know we are very unfortunate. Right? And only by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, then we can understand his bhakti. Right? But don't forget what is the most important thing. Krishna's mercy is always available. The moment you put your own endeavor, that is where this mercy become activated. Don't think that, Prabhu, I'm waiting for Krishna mercy lah. Prabhu, when you want to study Bhagavad Gita, when you want to follow the 4 ready principles, when you want to take initiation, waiting for Krishna mercy, Prabhu, waiting for Guru mercy. No, mercy is already there. The thing is, you must take your own effort and endeavor to come and understand, listen, progress, follow. That is why Prabhupada says here. So, by your own endeavor, when you come and seek Krishna, Krishna is within you as Saitya Guru. He will actually guide you internally, within, and he will show you who is the bona fide spiritual master without outside. So, this is the thing. Right? So, if you want to get a bona fide spiritual master, if you want to know what is the philosophy of Krishna, if you want to perform bhakti, then you should pray, you should make the endeavor, you should listen, you should discriminate, you should study the philosophy, you should practice it. Otherwise, there is no mercy. There is no such thing as I'm waiting for mercy. No, mercy is already there. Harinamam is there. Krishna's Prabhupada books is there. So we should take up the mercy. This is the point here, right? Okay, we'll continue, right? So adhanala da, so you see, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Bhakti Lata Bija. So the moment we associate with a pure devotee, so the Bhakti Lata Bija, so the seed of bhakti is sown, activated, right? And ultimately, what is our goal? We should penetrate. We should get out from this cycle of birth, old age and disease. Janma, Mrityur, Jara, Vyadi. Janma, birth. Janma, Mrityur, death. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, old age, Vyadi, disease. நம்ம எங்க இருந்தோம்னா இதெல்லாம் வரும். So we must always approach Krishna and serve Krishna and to get out from this material temporary world, and we must go back to God. Hey, this is our goal actually. But that this will automatically happen. We no need to endeavor, I want to go back, I want to go back. No, you have to simply serve Krishna wherever you are. You have to simply think about Krishna. Just Krishna says here, Mat chitta mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam. Right? So simply thinking about him, simply worshipping him, then Krishna will know what to do. Right? The point is sincerity. Rupa Goswami said, what is the meaning of pure bhakti? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavratam anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhaktir uttamam. Right? So anyabhilashita shunyam. Abhilasha means desire. Anyabhilashita shunya means there is no any self-motivated desire. எனக்கு அது சில பேர் வருவாங்க கோயிலுக்கு வந்துட்டு, கிருஷ்ணா எனக்கு இது வேணும் அது வேணும், செல்ஃப் மோட்டிவேட் டிசைர், அதுக்கு பேர் பக்தி இல்லை. அஃப்கோர்ஸ் யூ ஆர் கமிங் டு கிருஷ்ணா, வெரி குட், பட் யூ ஹேவ் டு ப்ரோக்ரஸ். So the moment you understand, then you know. You're not supposed to ask what is. Krishna knows what to give you. You don't need to ask. Krishna knows. He knows everything. So we have to serve Krishna. Then the bhakti is sown. Right? So anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karamadi anavritam. No any personal desire. And not motivated by speculation. Mayavadam. No. So this is bhakti. Anukulyena Krishna anusilanam will bring you to Krishna. Right? So this is the point. So ultimately we will go back to Krishna and serve Krishna personally in Vaikuntha. Even now we can serve Krishna personally. Nama Nami Abhinnatvam is different. So by chanting, we are serving Krishna personally. By preaching, but Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna spoke is none different than him. We are serving Krishna personally. Right? So there's no different actually, whether you are in material world or spiritual world. That is why in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada gives the definition of liberation. What is the meaning of liberation? Liberation means simply the change of consciousness from material consciousness to Krishna consciousness. So if anyone is purely Krishna consciousness, he is liberated. There's no difference between hell and heaven, earth and Vaikuntha, no. Right? Of course, but ultimately, when we go back and have our own spiritual body in Vaikuntha, we can serve the Lord better. Right? This is the understanding. So it's a different bhava, different mood. Right? So this is the point. Right? So Bhagavatam is also full of such narration about the relationship between Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to devotees. As stated in the Bhagavatam itself, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavam Priyam Vaishnavanam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. So, have you heard about Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Bhagavatam also is none different than Krishna. Right? So, you can worship Bhagavatam. Literally, if you have Bhagavatam in your house, you should worship. You can worship, and also you should worship by studying it. Not simply, put in the altar. We have this habit. Many friends I know, they bought Bhagavad Gita, new people, and then they don't understand, they're going to put in the Sami Meda, and for years it is there in Sami Meda. Sami Meda la yaar padikira. So worshipping Bhagavatam means reading it, understanding it, following it. Worshipping Bhagavad Gita means following the instruction. That is worshipping. Not simply put in the Sami Meda and you do all nonsense. That is bogus. Right? So Bhagavata Purana is known as Amala Purana. Amala means spotless, pure. Right? We can see in Bhagavatam, it is a pakka science. Everything is there. Every subject matter is there. You want to speak about politics. You want to speak about embryology. Medical science, it's not embryology. You want to speak about Manusmriti, laws, rules and regulation. You want to speak about universe. Right? So everything is there. It's a complete knowledge. Right? But why Prabhupada is telling here is nothing material. The meaning is that when it is associated with Krishna, when Krishna comes in the picture, when the devotees comes in the picture, when it is spoken in relationship to Krishna and devotees, it becomes transcendental. இதான் பாயிண்ட். சரிங்களா? ஸோ பாகவத்தில் எல்லாமே இருக்கு. எம்பிரியாலஜி இருக்கு. எப்படி ஒரு சிசு உருவாகுது, எப்பப்ப இந்த ஆர்கன் டெவலப் ஆகும், ஆர்கனோஜெனசிஸ் கேண்டோ 3ல போய் படிக்கலாம் நீங்க. we can discuss this. எப்படி அதெல்லாம் சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கு? சில பேர் சொல்றாங்க இதெல்லாம் கட்டுக்கதைங்க, இதெல்லாம் ஏதோ பாட்டம் முப்பாட்டம் எழுதுனது, இதெல்லாம் எழுதுனதுன்னா எப்படி இது இவ்வளவு அக்யூரேட்டா சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கு? கேள்வி. You can check. So we must understand, because these are Amala Puranam, is coming from Krishna. Apurusheya means it is not man-made. கட்டுக்கதை இல்லை, சும்மா பாட்டம் முப்பாட்டம் சொன்னது இல்லை, பகவான் கிட்ட இருந்து வந்தது, கிருஷ்ணர் கிட்ட இருந்து வந்தது. அதுதான் நம்ம படிக்கிறோம். பாட்டம் முப்பாட்டம் நம்ம படிக்க தேவையில்லை. ஏன்னா they might be wrong, because they are human, they are imperfect. So நம்ம ஏன் உட்கார்ந்து கேட்கிறோம்? Because it's coming from Krishna, Apurusheya, beyond human, right? So இதுதான் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So we should study Bhagavatam, right? to know about bhakti. Then we should first serve Krishna, go to temple, listen, follow four principles. அதான் பேசிஸ். எது செய்யணும்னாலும் பேசிஸ் இருக்குல்ல. யம நியம யோகா. சில பேர் இப்போ பார்க்குறான், இப்போ யோகா ஃபேமஸ் ஆச்சு, அஷ்டங்க யோகா. அதுவும் கிருஷ்ணா பேசுகிறார் சாப்டர் 6ல். அர்ஜுனா இஸ் ரிஜெக்டிங் த அஷ்டங்க யோகா. இட்ஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். ஆனால் அதுடையும் கோல் என்னது? டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் கிருஷ்ணா. அது செஞ்சாலும் அந்த யோகா செய்யறதுனாலும் அஷ்டங்க யோகா வி மஸ்ட் ஃபாலோ ரூல்ஸ் அண்ட் ரெகுலேஷன். யம நியம. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. Same thing. Bhakti yoga must follow. So without following this, there's no point you're doing bhakti. Because bhakti means must follow the instruction of Krishna. No any personal desire. Right? So that's the meaning of mad chitta mad gata prana. 24-hour, you must know how to improve yourself, how to serve Krishna. Right? Not only weekend. Weekend only tilak very nicely, very thick. Only on weekend, nice tilak. All other day, like graveyard, empty, no tilak. Right? Only on weekend, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Other day, all cinema song going on, blasting behind. Right? So this is not mad chitta mad gata prana bodhayanta parasparam. No. Right? So that is means that is wishy-washy. That is bogus, right? So proper service means, certain people like to use the word, Prabhu, I have time for spiritual life. I am balancing my life, Prabhu, material and no. You are spiritual entity. Your whole life is spiritual. You must engage in spiritual 24-hour. That is a trick Krishna is teaching you. How to engage in spiritual 24-hour. You can continue your work, but put Krishna in the center. Everything is spiritualized. This is science. This is the process. So there's no such thing as, Prabhu, I'm allocating some time for spiritual. Sometime I go clubbing. Sometime I go watch, Prabhu, new movie coming. Famous movie. No, bogus. That is not mat chitta mat gata prana. No. Right? So this is the point. Pure devotee, 24 hours means this is the meaning. Practical. Right? Krishna is setting the example. Arjuna is setting the example. Our acharyas are setting the example. Right? So Prabhupada is using a very nice verse. Just as a young boy and girl take pleasure, that is how you should take pleasure in serving Krishna, listening to Krishna. Right? These acharyas are giving a mundane example so that we can understand. Because we are always in dead thoughts, material pleasure. So in the material universe, the topmost pleasure is that pleasure, sexual pleasure, young girl and boy pleasure. So acharyas are giving some comparison, but actually spiritual pleasure is nothing compared to this. Nothing, not even a drop. Right? So you must read Nectar of Devotion, then you know what is the meaning of bhakti, more detailed. Right? So this is the meaning bhakti. Right? Bhakti means not something cheap. Right? So you must understand that also. Right? Bhakti means not your speculation. Prabhu, I feel, I think. No. Follow the Shastra. Guru, Shadhu, Shastra. This is the thing. Shastra is the center. Then you perform bhakti. Right? I think, 8:30. Right? So I will stop here. Any questions? Anything you like to add? Anything? Any questions related to the topic? You may ask. Don't feel shy. It's a platform where we can discuss. You can private message me if you want. Any question? No problem. Please ask. Okay. I think there's no question. Everything is crystal clear. So.
No, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
No, Prabhu.
No question. Okay. We will continue next week. So thank you very much. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavenebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, thank you very much.